Hi there, I'm Jared Lawford from Recfishwest, and joining me is David Smith. He's the founder and CEO of Repeller, that does shark repellents. Now, there is a new device on the market called RPELX. It's basically useful for repelling sharks away from your line and preventing shark bite-off, which is a major problem, particularly in the northern regions of Western Australia from about Geraldton up. And it's not a quick fix, so can you please explain what kind of work you've done with Repeller over the years and how the idea for the RPELX shark repellent device came about?
Yeah, Repeller itself, the actual surfing system, was developed because of the need for a protective device to protect surfers from shark attacks, obviously. We spent close to 10 years on research with white sharks around the world. And then we diversed into RPELX, which we've spent the last 4 years, obviously with the need for that with fishermen and landing their fish and getting them through the sharks.
Yeah, so 4 years of research has gone into this. Now, whereabouts have you guys tested this and what kind of work have you done with it? Have you been fishing around sort of really sharky territory and testing it out?
Most of the push was from the commercial guys in North Queensland, anywhere from Cairns all the way south and north of Cairns, around the Great Barrier Reef. The commercial guys were really struggling to land their fish, and I mean they were losing between 25 to 70% of their catch to sharks.
Yeah. So can you just explain what this device is? Is it essentially just a magnet that basically creates a barrier around the fish that protects them from being attacked by the sharks?
No, this is actually totally different to a magnet. This is actually an electromagnetic system. It's a rechargeable lithium battery which is inside a very strong, robust canister. This has quite a strong output. The output actually is between two parts. The rear part here, the bottom part, which actually floats, this is the main output. This puts out a 200 volt, 10 amp output. And this is the electronic part, which is you can change this. It's rechargeable. It's very effective. You clip this onto your main rig, and this puts out a very strong electromagnetic field. It sits up above your rig like this, and as soon as you hook your fish and you start to retrieve it, it drops down and wraps around your fish, creating a very strong electromagnetic field. This protects your fish all the way to the top, and up until this year we haven't seen any fish get lost.
No fish lost. So you've done a lot of testing around Queensland and Exmouth up in the northwest
Yes,
Australia.
we have not lost a fish North Queensland or off Exmouth or WA this year.
Yeah, so can you just show us how to actually rig this, because it is essential that you rig this properly so that it works at peak efficiency. Can you just show us?
Absolutely, because if you don't rig this properly, you won't land any fish, and you may possibly lose your device. It actually clips on to your bottom swivel. Simply wait till the sharks appear. You don't need to fish with this all the time. We've been testing with a standard single hook Paternoster rig.
Yep.
The hook needs to be 500 mil below your bottom swivel. Otherwise the fish won't go near the bait, because this is actually quite a strong field, so the fish will actually get affected by that field as well.
Yeah.
If they come within that, within 500 mil of that. So you want to make sure that your hook is 500 mil below that rig. It can be a bit lower. There's just the risk that the fish will swim outside the field.
Yep.
And then you may lose the bottom end of your fish.
Yep.
The main thing is as well that this has to stay straight. So the canister or the tube that it's shipped in, that you get it in, it must stay in that and not let it curl up. If it curls up, this tube actually has a memory, so it'll go down, it'll curl up, it won't be effective, and you won't land any fish.
Yep.
So it's really important this is rigged right. It has to stay straight, so as soon as you're not using it, put it back in the tube, give it a freshwater rinse, make sure you dry it, clean at both ends, just give it a freshwater rinse, dry it, and then before you charge it, make sure the light is not on. So it's really important that the green light is not on. There's a green light that activates as soon as this hits the water. So once it hits the water, the green light will actually attract your fish at the bottom of the ocean, and then it will repel the sharks on the way up.
It is about 320 odd bucks a pop, so yeah, it's not cheap. But do you have plans to subsidise this product and potentially lower the price for recreational fishers?
We are working with some institutes. We're getting it independently tested and verified. We will be pushing the state government, as they already subsidise our other system, to make sure this is, comes on board with the subsidies. It should come in a lot cheaper and make it more affordable for all recreational fishermen.
Nice one. And what are the future plans for RPELX? Have you got any plans to, say, make the device a bit smaller or stronger, or potentially even floating in future?
Look, we haven't totally finished the development of it. We will keep working on things like that. To make it float to the top would be great. So if there was a potential for a bite off, or if you got a tangle, you know, if you did get snagged, it is designed to like float up above the coral, so it's effective that way. But there is the chance of like a mackie going through it or a big cod grabbing it and running it under the reef.
Yep.
Yeah, we will work on more development of that. Also, trying to make it sort of more effective for longline fishing and to be able to have a more compact system so the longline and commercial fishermen can optimise it. We're working on that as well.
Nice one. Yeah, thanks very much for explaining the RPELX product. So make sure you keep an eye out for this on the shelves when it does actually reach the tackle stores. And we are actually working on basically getting all of the tips that we possibly can to help you guys get more fish into the boat. We are developing a page on the Recfishwest website that's going to have a whole bunch of tips on there from not just really talented fishers, but also charter operators and the sort of things that they do to avoid losing more fish to sharks, such as how to spot sharks on your sounder, and a whole bunch of other tips. So make sure you check out our website, and thanks very much for explaining the product.
Yep, no worries.